Hi guys, it's Fentony. I've got some new Game of Thrones Season 8 filming news to talk about, and this stuff could spell danger for the dragons. This video is going to feature some filming news and some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for the final season of Game of Thrones, I would not watch this video. So from recent filming news at Titanic Studios in Belfast, it looks like Qyburn Scorpion is going to return in Season 8. Qyburn Scorpion was introduced in Season 7, and it did play a big role in the attack on the Lannister convoy. Qyburn Scorpion does shoot a giant bolt, and it is very powerful, but it did little damage to Drogon. It looks like it's been upgraded, and it's bigger and more powerful than ever, and perhaps it could feature additional effects, such as poison. Cersei Lannister is preparing King's Landing for Daenerys' dragons. She suspected something happened to one of them, as only 2 of them showed up at the dragon pit. We know that Viserion was killed by the Night King. Cersei Lannister does not know this, but she knows the dragons are not invincible and they can be killed. If a scorpion bolt hits a dragon in the eye, that dragon will die. A user called Birdly92 posted on Instagram, and it looks like there's going to be one in each of the towers that's been built at King's Landing. And from the pictures taken by godlike locations of the Titanic Studios, it looks like these are the 3 towers. I believe the second Dance of Dragons is going to happen in the skies above King's Landing. Bran saw a vision of a dragon's shadow in King's Landing, and from other spoilers, we know that King's Landing will be set on fire, or parts of it anyway. I think this is going to be the final battle against the Night King, who's going to attack King's Landing, whilst Jon Snow leads the defences, and Cersei Lannister plots to blow up the city using Wildfire. We don't know what fire is going to be set off in King's Landing. It might be because of Daenerys' dragons, it might be Wildfire, or it might even be Viserion's blue flames. But I think it's going to be a mixture of all 3. But I definitely think Cersei Lannister is going to blow up the city, or at least try to. I do think that Daenerys is probably going to see Viserion for the first time at Winterfell. Maybe there's reports from the last Hearth or the Carhold that the Night King has a dragon now, and Daenerys realises the Night King has raised Viserion as his own undead dragon. She's going to be heartbroken by this news, and even worse by the sight of the dragon, but she knows she needs to kill him to stop the Night King and to put her child to rest. It seems like the story is definitely going down the road where Daenerys Targaryen is going to be pregnant with Jon Snow's child. Because of the pregnancy, many people are telling me that Daenerys is not going to be involved in the fighting at all. She's going to sit the fighting out to keep herself and the baby safe from any harm. I think this is completely false. I think Daenerys Targaryen will ride Drogon into battle in the final season. Tyrion Lannister might advise her to stay safe, leave the fighting to someone else. She needs to look after herself and the baby. But she'll tell Tyrion, if she does nothing, everyone will die. This decision might end up in her death, but I do think the baby, or babies anyway, there might be more than one, I think they'll be okay. But Daenerys, she will probably end up dying in my opinion. I think she's going to be harmed in the battle with Viserion, and this might cause the child to come quicker than expected, and because of this, and because of the wounds, Daenerys is going to die in childbirth. I know a lot of people predict that Daenerys is going to die in childbirth, but I don't think it's just going to be as simple as complications in birth. I think it's going to be because of the battle damage. So it looks like there's going to be a dragon battle in the skies of King's Landing, but who's going to win? Drogon was always the biggest of the 3, and he will continue to grow, as will Rhaegal. Viserion was much smaller, and you could say he's less experienced in battle, as Daenerys has always favoured Drogon. But Viserion's a white now, and a slave to the Night King. He should be weak against fire, but perhaps because he's a dragon, that removes the fire weakness. I think Viserion's going to have unlimited energy, and his blue flame is going to be much more powerful than Drogon. Drogon will still feel pain. Viserion, he doesn't feel pain now. I do think Drogon versus Viserion is the main fight, but Rhaegal should be involved, but his fate's uncertain. It seems likely he's going to be ridden by Jon Snow, as Jon Snow is a Targaryen, and Rhaegal was named after Jon Snow's father, Rhaegar Targaryen, so it all makes sense. Jon Snow needs a dragon, and Rhaegal fits that perfectly. Rhaegal could be killed by Viserion, or he could be involved in the freeway battle, or he might be killed some other way. Maybe Cersei Lannister does kill him with these scorpions. There's lots of theories on how the dragons will die. Some people believe that the 3 dragons are going to die in the same way that the people they're named for died. So Drogon's going to be killed by a scorpion to the shoulder. Maybe because of the bolt to the chest from the scorpion, and then all the battle damage is taken from Viserion. Drogon is an inch from death. And Daenerys, just like how she had to kill her husband, has to kill Drogon. She has to mercilessly kill her child. She's the mother of dragons for a reason. She sees the 3 dragons as her children. But how's she going to do this? How would she mercilessly kill a dragon? Maybe a special poison, or maybe she'll have to kill it with a weapon. This might not happen this way, and I'm not saying this is my prediction or anything, but I definitely think Drogon will die. He just has to. Drogon has the most character of the three dragons, and he's the one we've become most accustomed to, and it's going to be so heartbreaking to see him die. It's quite a shame that Viserion and Rhaegal have never had much screen time, and they haven't been given a chance to show their character. Rhaegar was killed by Robert Baratheon after Robert smashed him in the chest with his warhammer. I don't know if Rhaegal's going to die in the same way as Rhaegar, but it is a popular theory that Viserion will kill Rhaegal. Them two dragons were always the closest. They were locked up in the Pyramid of Meereen together, so how tragic would it be if Viserion kills his brother? I do think that Viserion will end up dying, and it's going to be Drogon that kills him. I think that Drogon's going to unleash all his firepower at once, and breathe fire on Viserion's face, and because he's a white, that's how he's going to die. But some people believe that Viserion is going to die in a different way. They believe a character will use the scorpion and shoot a dragonglass spike right into the dragon's eye, and because he's a white, the dragonglass will kill him. Maybe the dragon's scales protect him from the dragonglass, but his eye, that has no protection. Maybe Drogon can't kill him, maybe someone else does it from the scorpion using a dragonglass spike. It might even be a joint effort, but whatever happens, a Dance of Dragons 2.0 above the city of King's Landing is going to happen. The scorpion has to kill one of the dragons. In my opinion, it could be Viserion with a dragonglass bolt, but it could be Rhaegal as well, or even Drogon. The scorpion coming back is a big deal, and it has been upgraded. I don't think the show's just going to bring it back for no reason. It has to play a big role, and it has to damage one of the dragons, or maybe even kill them. It's Cersei's best weapon against them, unless Wildfire is able to kill them. Wildfire is incredibly powerful, and I think it's pretty obvious that Cersei Lannister is going to try and blow King's Landing up. Kill as many of the dead and as many of her enemies as possible, maybe even the dragons. I think if a dragon's hit by Wildfire, it will probably die. The filming for the Winterfell Battle seems to be finished. The cast and crew filmed for 55 nights straight, and it could potentially be the biggest battle in television history. In terms of scale, it might even be bigger than the King's Landing battle. I think the Winterfell battle is going to be a bit like Minas Tirith from Lord of the Rings Return of the King. It's going to be your big battle with the most numbers and the biggest armies, whilst King's Landing is going to be like the Black Gate at the end of the film. The survivors lead a smaller force, but the stakes are much higher. By the time everyone regroups at King's Landing, the army of the living is going to be very small, whilst the army of the dead is going to be bigger than ever. So let me know what you think. Will a dragon be killed by a scorpion? How is the Dance of Dragons 2.0 going to go down? So if you want to stay up to date with all the breaking Game of Thrones Season 8 news, see filming news, spoilers, hear my theories and predictions, and so much more, make sure you subscribe and then turn the notifications on. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.